Welcome to the iWIN 101 Q&A. I like to do these every few months, especially for newer people or maybe people who just need a little bit of a refresher. I will, for the most part, go over all the information and then take questions at different points. So how this will work is I'll start off with the site and I'll go over the site. And then you'll be able to ask any questions you want on the site itself. And then we'll move into Discord. You can ask as many questions or things that you want about Discord in general. And then I will open up for general questions. At that point, we'll probably stop the recording because I will save this so that those who want to watch it for just iWIN the site or Discord can watch it for that. And then the general questions that way, if we talk about specific sweepstakes or whatnot, I normally don't record and post those just to protect all the members' interests, as you can imagine. So welcome to everyone. Again, no need for camera tonight. You will stay muted, but then you can use the chat. And you can ask questions in chat. Some people have said hello and whatnot there. So if you don't see the chat, I'll type I in the chat so that you guys can see where that's at. But that's where you will ask your questions. Let me share my screen. Remove my pen. And so this is the site itself. Obviously, this is what you see when you log in. When you log in, if you haven't already and you scroll down, there's an intro video and there's a Discord video. Those actually have a ton of really good information. We do record those periodically. In fact, I'll be getting ready to record those probably in the next month because we've added a bunch of new features, as most of you know, to the site. Plus, Discord is not mine. I don't own it. I wish I did. But they're always constantly updating things as well. But you can click on these and you can watch these at any point. They're short videos. They're about 10 minutes or so. One takes you through the whole entire site. One takes you through all of Discord as well. But let's go right to sweepstakes. So if you come up here to sweepstakes, most people go to current sweepstakes. Current sweepstakes basically is a list of all the sweepstakes on the site. Now, up here, you can sort these by all kinds of different ways. All the different categories we have, you can sort them by state, how often you can enter, the different prize types. If you want to see like what text, like say, was it 555755 has a lot of text. You can put that in here and see all those that go to that number. Texting's not as frequent as it used to be. I think that's obvious. You can sort it by end date. You can come over here. By default, the newest ones are always on top. But if you want to go to the ones ending soonest or the oldest ones, maybe you haven't been on in a while and you want to see what's out there that maybe you've missed, things like that, you can play with these and you can mix and match all of these. Two of the newer ones that we've added are regional and single state. Single state meaning only one state can enter. Regional meaning 2 to 7 states. So if it's only one, it's not going to appear in regional. So if you, for example, want to see all the regional or single state ones for Florida, you would simply select both single state and regional and then select Florida, and all those would come about. Now, remember, things can be in multiple categories. For example, it could be a Tom's Pick, which is a sweep that I consider one of the best on the site, one of the ones you should enter for various reasons. It could also be in the newsletter. And it might even be an instant win or a text. It could be a text win and an instant win. So things can be in multiple categories. The general category is more of a catch-all. These things are good. They're legit. I would enter them, absolutely. They wouldn't be my top priorities. Tom's picks would always be my top priorities. Notice we have a skill section. Right now there's 40 skill sweeps. These are judged. They have to have a judge component to them. Very few people spend a lot of time in the skill section. It is a kind of the hidden gem of the site because we've had a ton of big winners from skilled contests. Now, again, they take more time, they take more effort, but some of you guys have seen of all the trips I've won, about a third of them were judged skill contests. So I really enjoy those types. Two of my biggest wins last year were judge skilled videos. So just as an example. Let's come down here and look at, say, the chili dog sweep. Now, granted, this is very limited states, but I'm going to use it as an example. I'm going to use both of these as an example. Now, say you're not interested in this, and you can sort this by your own state. Let's pretend we'll sort it by Florida just because that's where I live. So I want to see everything Florida can enter. I'm not even going to worry about any category. So if Florida can enter, it's going to be on here. And I go, you know what? I'm not interested in this. It's a one-time entry. I can actually click the X, and you'll see it kind of fades in the back. Now, you don't have to use the X for that. Some people use the X for, like this one, for single entry. Once they enter it, they'll put that on here. Everyone uses these a little bit different. There's not a true reason that they have to be used for. That's how they were developed. It's really what works for you. The check mark is a counter. I've entered one time. Last entered seconds ago. So if I came back here tomorrow, it would say last entered, and it would tell me, this time, tomorrow it would say whatever time it was now that I entered today. But you can click this however many times. Some people like to keep track of how many times they enter. If you click it too many, you can always reset it and go back to 0. The heart is kind of like your favorites. A lot of people use this for various reasons. Some people use it for sweepstakes that they really like, but maybe their skill or maybe they're one-time entry and they don't want to enter right now for whatever reason. Some people are superstitious and don't want to enter, say, right at the beginning of a sweep. They'd rather wait. So maybe they'll heart it and they'll know that I need to come back to it at some point. Some people like to put their top picks here so that if somebody messaged me they can't hear you, it should be your speakers. Make sure your speakers are turned on because everyone else hasn't had issues with sound. So make sure your speakers are turned on. There is a dial-in number as well. Worst case, we'll get you the replay. Some people make this their favorites. So even if they're using my sweeps, which we're going to talk about in a second, they'll favorite it so that they know, hey, these are the ones I want to make sure I do when I go on the site. We already talked about the X, but what's my sweeps? If I add it to my sweeps, it adds it to my personal list. So a separate saved list, and we'll show you how to access that. Now I go to the next one. I don't have any interest, so I'm just going to X out. This one, I don't have any interest, I'll X out. This one, oh, I like this one. I'm going to add it to my sweeps. So if I come over here to my sweeps, again, this is my personal saved list. Again, you can sort it in various different ways. The one thing to remember though on this list, things don't remove themselves. So you have to remove them. And as of right now, you have to remove them one by one. There isn't a way to remove like all expired sweeps. It's something that I'm working on. But you can see these are all highlighted. So maybe I don't want this on my sweeps anymore, or it's expired, or it's over. I can just click here. And now if I refresh this, it would be gone. So it's not going to disappear until I actually refresh it. But you notice these things transfer over as well. So if you heart something, or you like it, or you keep track, you can do these as well. Now, the ones I have in here, again, are more just examples. They're nothing specific. Couple other things on the site itself. The forums. The forums aren't really utilized very much because most people use Discord. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the forums. Resources. This is where if you need a gift membership, there's a member FAQ, there's tips, talks about conventions, some of my wins, some testimonials, but you can also find the newsletters on here. So even though I email them out, as an example, it shouldn't say 719, it should say 720, because that was today's newsletter. But it's in here, and you can go in and you can download it as a PDF or a doc file. Contact, if you need to contact me, this comes right to me. This is also where you can submit a sweep. There's also a submit a sweep button here. Basically, fill this out as best you can. And then if I use it on the site or the newsletter, I give you credit for a week if you were the first one to send it in. Sometimes multiple people send in the same one. If it's something that I don't find useful, or I just toss in Discord, I don't give credit for those. But hopefully it kind of teaches you, if you see something you sent in and it just doesn't make the site, or it ends up on Discord, there's a reason why. And I usually on Discord, if I put there, I'll say it's too spammy, or, you know, I have questions on it. There's a few red flags. If I'm not sure of something, I'm not putting it on the site. The members' safety is more important than taking a chance to win one prize. So that's really important to me. Over here is you can also get to my sweeps. This is where you can renew your subscription. But my account is actually where you can come in here and you can see your expiration. So you can see I expire in a couple of years. So hopefully I'll probably renew. But that's where you would check that information. Up at the very top here, these are social media. So you should be following us on all the social media. We're always doing different giveaways and contests and different things like that. Sweeper University, this is where you can actually order the on-demand courses. We will be doing some live courses again later this fall. I just haven't had the time to actually sit down and get them scheduled. So once I do that, they will be posted in here, and we'll announce those as well. But for now, there are some on demand, but we plan on updating them. Obviously, even Twitter, Instagram, there's always changes. So almost as soon as I teach something, new things come out. So I try and keep them fresh. I try and update them at least every year. So who has questions on the site itself? I'm going to stop this and open it up for questions that you might have on the site itself. And then we'll move on to Discord. I know that most of you guys are probably here for Discord, which I get. That's, you know, it's still new for a lot of people. Are you thinking of redoing the course on how you enter with Excel? I probably won't redo that as much, because that's how I enter. I enter using an Excel file. So that course probably won't be redone, but I may do a new live version. I know a lot of people like taking that course live. So, and when I do it live, I'll put the updated version on there, but that's one of the courses that for the most part, that information really hasn't changed. That's probably one of the few that it's very consistent. Anything else on the site itself before we move to Discord? All right, and if you think of something, we'll have some time at the end as well. So let's switch over to Discord. And let me share my screen again. So now Discord is basically just a very fancy chat group forum. We're the only sweep site that has this and uses it on a regular basis. I think one or two others have tried it and they're not really using it. There's a lot of manual labor that goes into Discord on my end, and that's probably the biggest challenge for anyone creating it, because it's member based and it's member only. You have to be a member to join. Well, therefore, if you don't renew or you expire for some reason, I have to go in and remove you. In the same aspect, when you sign up, you have to get access. So how do you get access? Well, one, that video that we talked about at the start really explains everything and how to join, and does a pretty good overview of Discord, but we're going to do it in person. But also, let's go back here. And if you go to the membership FAQs, how do I join Discord? It will tell all the information, and then we'll have a video as well. But basically what you're doing is you are creating an account on Discord, and then you're sending me an email that you would like to join Discord. I then send you a link back to join iWIN. iWIN is a server on Discord. In fact, you can see I belong to a couple other servers on Discord. I started using it for fantasy sports, particularly fantasy NASCAR, and that's how we shared information with each other. I decided to give it a try for iWIN. I don't even know how many years ago, and it's done nothing but take off. And now it's probably the best feature of iWIN that people like. But after I send you a link, you click on it to join the iWIN, you'll end up here, just like Pickles did today, or Sandy or Sarah. So these people have recently joined up on Discord, and it welcomes you and it asks you to read the rules and guidelines, and I'll upgrade your access shortly. You will not be able to access anything else except the rules and guidelines. So you read over these rules and guidelines, and please do so. We have some great moderators. Most of you, if you're already in Discord, know that SREG, who is Rich, and Lesh, Alicia, and P. Newton, Patty, they are all wonderful moderators, and they want to help you and they want to make things easy for you. Sometimes they don't know exactly what you're looking for or talking about, so they may ask you to clarify it. Other times they're going to remove things, but most of the time they're not removing it because you can't ask it. It's you've asked it in the wrong place. And unfortunately, myself and the moderators cannot just move something. Discord doesn't allow you to do that just yet. Maybe one day they will. But it's important that you read these, you follow them. And then once I give you access, you'll have this Read First channel. The Read First channel will have the YouTube link, but it also tells you what all the channels are. Now, from time to time, we may add or change a channel, but for the most part, it tells you how to ask questions in the right channels. You'll notice the channels are divided into different areas. We have a sweepstakes area, we have a member help area, we have a member fun area, an FAQ area, Club iWIN, some people are part of Club iWIN, so they have access to a Club iWIN area. We're not going to go into that a lot tonight. Strategy, non-chat channels. Notice these have these little, little circle with the line through it in the front. That means you're not supposed to be asking questions in those channels. They're for information purposes only. For example, we share keywords and TV words. This is where we put some miscellaneous sweeps like Twitter. Maybe, you want to look and see some of the random Twitter sweeps that are out there. Well, these simple retweet ones or comment ones, they're not going to make it on the site unless it's something amazing and really good, but this is where members can share some of those. There's no referral links. If any member posts a referral link, they get a warning. The second time, they get removed. They get removed, not the link. The links always get removed, but the actual member would lose their posting privileges. So most of the people are helping out here and posting. They know they're not supposed to post referral links, and every now and then if somebody does by accident, it's because they were just unaware, and so they get made aware pretty quickly. How do you post? So say, well, we're going to go to open chat. And open chat can be just about anything. So in open chat, I can type really almost whatever I want, but it's usually questions or, I am tired of looking for Heinz packets. I could type something silly like that, because it's kind of just a more of a fun little area. But that's all I do. I type it out and I do it. I can click this button, I can add a photo to it. I can add a GIF, I can add emojis, different things like that. Seeing somebody added the emoji, maybe somebody watching. In wins, you'll see that, everyone posts all their wins. Not everyone posts, but a lot of people post their wins. So this person, got this really fancy Mountain Dew, looks like a Yeti cooler. So if I want to congratulate them, I don't write congrats, but I can use emoji to do it. I can, give them whatever I want, a star, a check mark, sometimes maybe a money bag. So I'm going to give this person a star. So we don't clutter it up with everyone saying congrats. That's our form of saying congratulations to someone. In the sweeps questions, if I wanted to reply to someone, say I wanted to reply to Courtney here, I have a little reply button. I can click the reply and I can write what I'm writing. So then it's going to tag Courtney. Courtney knows I'm replying to her versus just replying randomly. Courtney may not be on till later on and it's buried 5 or 6 deep. In some of these non-chat ones, for example, the ones with keywords, and we do this a lot with the radio sweeps as well. We share the keywords here. So as an example, like iHeartWords, you notice this little pin up here. The pin will typically have ones that we're currently working on and notes, just like in, say, TV sweeps. It will have what we're currently working on and notes. So you can always check that pin. Urgent sweeps, just like they sound, something that's really urgent. Only the moderators and myself can post an urgent because unfortunately some people think things are urgent and they're really not. Urgent means if you don't do it today, like most likely sooner than later, you will not win. You have 0 chance. Some of them are like first come, first serve type things. So you will want to pay attention to that channel. Now, you can turn on notifications up here. I can go to my notification settings. Now, I don't recommend all messages. Some people do, and it seems to screw up your account typically, but only mentions. I don't have anything else except I have my mobile push notifications turned on. And then on my phone, my settings, I have it so that it allows Discord to send me mobile push notifications. And then now I have Ask a Mod, urgent sweeps, reminder start times, TV sweeps, and iHeart. Some of the ones I more pay attention to. So I will get a notification on my phone if somebody posts in there because I have all messages. So some people like to see what other people win. So they may set up a notification for wins. And therefore, anytime somebody posts some wins, though you're going to get a notification. So that's going to go off all day. So you need to decide what you want to do and what you don't. If ever your channels disappear, like someone will tell me that all their channels in non-chat disappeared except for a couple. Well, you can see these are highlighted because something's been posted since the last time I looked at them. But if you see that little arrow and you click it again, all the rest are going to show up. It's usually because you clicked that little arrow by accident. So when now I don't look at like what is coming or prize status too often, but let's say I do now, prize status. It's going to tell me there's been 25 messages since the last time I looked at this. So you can see I haven't looked at this channel since June 30th. And that's me. So I just, somebody will get a hold of me if they need my help with it. But it's going to show me this red line wherever that point was the last time I looked at the channel. So for example, like buy, sell, trade, I look at often, and you can see where I've left off was just recently. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I know it looks overwhelming, but once you understand where to post and where to post what in what channels, it's actually really easy. And there's a lot of smart people on here and a lot of people are willing to help you and teach you different things. I definitely recommend it. If you haven't got on Discord already, get on it. You don't know what you're missing. So I know most of you guys have used forums before. You need to look at it and think of it like that. What questions do we have on Discord in general? And I know one of the questions that may come up is, can I use it on my phone or my laptop? Absolutely. Just make sure you log in with that same information. If you don't, there's a second, you'll create a second account. You can't have two accounts that have access. So I'll have to end up booting one. How do you search for specific sweeps? Are you asking, how do you search on Discord or how do you search on the site? And I saw somebody asked, is there a search on Discord? And there is. Let me share that again. I'll show you that. So on Discord, there's a little search button up here. And so you can search, like say you want to search Heinz, because it's so popular right now. It's going to show you all the stuff where people have talked about Heinz. So yeah, if you go and there's actually ways that you can look at just a certain channel, you can search for a person, things like that. When you use the search bar, does it search all the channels or just the channel? So if you just use the search bar just like I did, it's going to search all the channels. But you could actually do like, move this. You can see where I can do insert like from a certain user or in channel, I think is how you do the one. But there's different ways in Discord to search like a specific channel for a specific person, for a specific person who mentioned a specific word, things like that. There is two ways to search on the iWIN site. One is this little magnifying glass. And then two is when you're in sweepstakes, there is a search bar there for like a keyword. When you search, because we've had thousands and thousands of sweeps posts over the years, you're going to get a lot. So say like you search for Miller Lite. Well, a ton of things have Miller Lite, the word in it. And so it's going to come up with a big thing that you unfortunately can't sort. That's another thing on the list that we would like to put that in chronological order as well. But some of these things just, financially just don't make sense. We're a very small site, even though a lot of people think we're way bigger than we are, but I think that's why our members win so much and so regularly, because we're still pretty small in general. I mean, we have just a fraction of what some of these like big freebie type sites have, which is why the information is so much more valuable. Any other questions on the site or Discord? Don't all ask at once. You guys are quiet tonight. Make this simple on me. So it's my last night here on semi-vacation, so I have to fly tomorrow. Where is the notification? Like where to set up notifications? And it works kind of the same on your phone as well, but you click on the iWIN contest and it's notification settings. And if you give me a chance, I'll plug in my phone real quick. I'll show you. Let me try and share my phone screen Discord. In a second. Unless it's connecting. All right, so you can see my Discord right here up at the top. And if I'm in my Discord and I click on the iWIN part, it's under notifications and it looks the same. And it will mirror what I set up on both. Now in your phone settings, you'll still have to give permission to actually allow your phone to do the mobile push notifications. That's going to be in your settings on your phone. But this is in Discord. You can see the different channels and the different highlights. But it functions the exact same way. What is my Discord username? It's actually, I'm not even going to give it out because I'm going to put it on the screen. But it's listed as iWIN Tom on the Discord site. But you don't need to send me like friend requests or any of that stuff. What you need to do is you need to get a link from me to join the iWIN server. And being that it's a private server, you can't join it without getting a link directly from me. because then I give you access. And that's how I upgrade your access. All right, I am going to stop the recording, but then I'll do more general questions with those who want to stick around for a couple more minutes. So let me stop the recording.